Behind me, you see JFK and Allen Dulles, two of the primary movers in the Bay of Pigs scenario in 1961. In the 1970s, I was both fascinated and scared out of my boots as I watched the renowned James Burke describe in his BBC show Connections how some fringe group could construct a suitcase nuclear bomb and explode it in an American city. In my original book, Redshift, I addressed this problem from a science fiction as well as a political perspective. American cities are incinerated in nuclear attacks led by terrorist Carlos Sánchez. Jim Cahill, aka Patch Kincaid, is part of a secret experimental time travel project at Hastings Mountain in Colorado. As the top secret complex is attacked by terrorists, Meinkewitz, in charge of the project, desperately sends Patch 2 months back in time to warn everybody about what is to happen to prevent the tragedy. Alas, our hero ends up in 1961. Warning everyone back then would be like spitting into a hurricane wind. What Patch does do, however, is contact the young Meinkewitz, just beginning his time travel work at Barton College, a small college in Maryland. After considerable consternation, Meinkewitz is convinced that Patch has popped out from the future. Using his contacts, Meinkewitz gets into the historical nitty-gritty of the intelligence operatives of the period, complete with their pseudonyms. No one in the intel community seriously believes the outlandish time travel story, and they think Patch is working for the Russians. Patch, however, figures out the date of when the chief bomb maker of the future, Dr. Stephen Higgins, defects to the Soviet Union. The race is on with Meinkewitz and the intelligence boys to stop Higgins off the coast of Florida. For Patch, this will save the future. For the intelligence services, a notable scientist will be prevented from sharing vital secrets. When I rewrote Redshift, I began studying the time period in earnest. The added research merges reality and fantasy. Patch, knowing Carlos Sánchez killed prominent mafia members in the original timeline, meets the mafia kingpins of the day, becoming close to Johnny Rosselli. Both Patch and the mafia want Sánchez dead. Rosselli and the others use their intelligence connections to bring Patch and Meinkewitz dead center in the Bay of Pigs invasion in order to kill Sánchez. Thus, the mafia leaders remain alive and the future will be spared a nuclear holocaust. Through the eyes of Patch and Meinkewitz, this book details a vivid and accurate description of the failed invasion, capture of the exiles, and President Kennedy taking responsibility for the debacle. Just as a clever twist in the original, I had Patch change history just by impacting the timeline. Here is the central thrust of the book, which leads to the second novel in the Patch Kincaid series, Return to Dallas. Patch Kincaid is going back in time, and that's what caused JFK to be assassinated. How would you like that on your resume? Time travel is indeed a risky business. It doesn't take much to muck up the works. I went to great length to use the pseudonyms of the Intel boys. I did this for a specific purpose. I didn't want to create a narrative of fiction that could be misconstrued as a primary source. I went to great lengths to use the pseudonyms of the Intel boys. I did this for a specific purpose. I didn't want to create a narrative of fiction that could be misconstrued as a primary source. Because of the avalanche of disinformation in the literature of the Kennedy assassination, as well as the films, I needed my book about the JFK assassination to be different. The Kennedy Paradox is available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. The audiobook is at audible.com. I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this has been a quick synopsis.